Welcome back to another episode of BS.
Between Sundays. Yeah. How's everybody doing? Well, this is Between Sundays. If you're new on John's stream and you haven't seen our show, me and John have a show we do every week. And we cover faith and culture and everything that happens between Sundays, you know.
And they're watching right now on YouTube after the fact too.
That's right. And you're watching right now on YouTube after the fact. So God is moving clearly on multiple platforms. Revivals being unlocked digitally. In the meta.
This just in, 9,000% of Gen Z is attending church again, but it's in a digital cathedral.
It's using Oculus goggles. The Gen Z, they have their Oculus on, and they're joining church.
Let me throw something at you.
Yeah, sure.
Is Gen Z revival propaganda the most ultimate, like, dispensationalist, like, push? Is this them? Is this the Dispies? Because if everyone's good, then we can just wrap it up, right? Like,
I mean, that's sort of the thing. I think some of it is like, I mean, at least as long as I've been alive, I've always heard preaching that, like, oh, the next great awakening is coming. Remember when Asbury was a thing? And I loved Asbury. Nothing against Asbury. But the Asbury revival happened, and then everybody was like, oh, this is it. It's breaking out across the college campuses. This is the catalyst. It's all moving now. And everyone's like, and I'm just like, guys, I'm like, this is great, but this doesn't look like that. Okay. Dude, I went to Asbury. I was there. I was like, I mean, it's cool, but like.
Meanwhile, I'm playing, like, you know, online games, and like this game I play called Rust, which is like infested with Gen Z boys. Like, you can draw like paintings on the outside of your bases, and every painting is phallic.
Of course.
It's fascist. It's like mocking George Floyd. It's like the most depraved, like, and so it's just so funny where I'm just like, Gen Z revival. I'm like, yeah, here's the question. Is Gen Z revival just propaganda? That's the question. We didn't plan this bit, but let's lean into this bit.
I mean, I don't know if it's propaganda. I think that it's probably. I know for one that Gen Z men, there's a huge. I don't have the number in front of me, but there's a massive amount of Gen Z men that are converting to Catholicism. But I don't think my Dispy friends would consider that part of the revival. There is a lot more Gen Z returning to Christianity. I think just because the world seems like it's changing so quickly and so rapidly. And so they look at the church and they hear about the gospel, and they're like, hey, so this has been the same for 2,000 years? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, oh, cool, give me that. Because they're so used to everything changing constantly. So, I think some people are kind of leaning in a little bit to that trad meme too, because there's, the meme that's out of the whole trad based thing. And so they're like, oh, let me get in on that. And so they have, a rosary, and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Which I just think this is what I think that is. This whole like return to Catholicism, Orthodox. It's just a lot of dudes who have repressed Crusades love. Like,
you think that's what it is?
Like, the Crusades is something that is really, like, from a aesthetic perspective, right? It's just cool. Dudes and knights fighting for the Holy Land, Arthur, but for like 15 years you can't talk about it. So I just think dudes are like, no, I want Crusades. I want to be a Knights Templar. I want to be a Knights Hospital.
A lot of guys would sign up right now. If the Knights Templar started up right now and they're like, hey, we need to reclaim, whatever it is, they'd be on board.
We need to reclaim whatever it is.
We don't know what we're reclaiming.
We don't know.
We have no idea. We just know it was based in trad.
Based in trad. We're looking for based trad things. Has anyone seen it? Has anyone seen the based trad? Okay. Let's see what chat says about the Gen Z revival, okay?
Okay.
Chat saying, yes, recent research indicates that Generation Z is showing a modest resurgence in Christian belief and interest, though this revival is shaped more by spiritual openness than traditional practices. Interesting.
Nah, it's chat. That's nonsense. I don't know
Okay,
what
so
chat
now we're gonna ask
Chat's-
Grok. We'll
Chat's
ask
getting in there.
Grok.
Chat's just
But okay,
throwing
but
it
here's a
along.
Barna stat.
Okay.
Many of these new followers don't necessarily identify as Christian. About 3 in 10 who don't call themselves Christian say they've made a personal commitment to Jesus.
What? That doesn't even see. Well, that's another thing too. Is you do see a lot of people. I mean, that's the common thing you hear all the time when you hear that somebody like, especially like when celebrities, decide to become quote unquote Christian, is they'll be like, oh, you'll hear,
I'm a follower of the way.
Yeah, they'll say
I ruthlessly eliminate hurry, and I follow the way.
Their own thing, right? Yeah, and they say that as they sip their matcha or whatever, and it's like, okay, why not just be a Christian? Like, why can't we just
it all comes back to the Crusades. You can't be Christian because the Crusades, dude. Because Christians are terrible people that are the cause of all the world wars, and Christians are bad, dude, because the Crusades.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're only responsible for all of Western civilization. So I guess if you have a problem with Western civilization, not you. I know it's not you. I'm just talking to these people.
But what's funny is, peeling back the onion, I think that's exactly the thing. They do have a problem with Western civilization.
That's what it is. They don't like Western civilization. They don't like any of it. They want to destroy it. And so it's like, yo, you got to calm. Listen, we have Wi-Fi. You like Wi-Fi, right?
Right.
Okay. If you like Wi-Fi, you like Christianity, to be quite honest with you.
So the Pew Research says that the Pew Religious Landscape Study finds that after decades of decline, the share of U.S. adults identifying as Christians stabilized around 62% between 2019 and 2024. In particular, Gen Z remains at 46% Christian, same as the 1990s cohort, marking the first flattening of decline. So it's not a resurgence. We've just quelled the sickness.
Yeah. The decline stopped. So, I mean, I think some of that, there's probably a lot of things at play there, because within that time frame, you have the pandemic, for example. People are looking for connection. People are looking for community. Churches are one of the only spaces really left for that kind of thing, to be honest. There's not like, people don't go to like Polo Club anymore. Like, that's not really a thing.
This says across the US and UK, Gen Z males, particularly those 18 and 24, are more likely to identify as Christians and attend church services than their female peers. In England and Wales, shout out Norwich Football Club. Let's go Canaries. Going to be there in September. Proper football. It says church attendance among 18 to 24-year-olds surged. Now, Taylor.
Yeah.
Hold on. Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Because the stat I'm about to read, the surge, revival, just explosive Gen Z across the world.
Asbury 2.0.
Asbury 17.9. Attendance surged from 4% to 16%. So now only 84% of Gen Z men in England don't go to church. Only 84%.
How many, if you're going to do England, I want to know how many, Muslim immigrants are counted in that number.
Oh,
because that's probably contributing.
You can't ask chat that question, though.
Chat won't let me.
Chat, we got to ask Grok that question, dude.
We got to ask
Grok. Let's ask Grok right now. I'm going to ask Grok, okay?
I mean, because if it's going to say 100% of men in the UK, I got to know how many,
I'm asking Grok
the Muslim, they're probably not going to convert.
Yeah. I'm asking 100. I'm asking Grok the same question. Let's see here. Boom. Even with my typo. Yeah. So chat, what do you guys think? I mean, this is what I mean by, is the Gen Z revival propaganda? I think that we have this bad habit in Christianity of not knowing the difference between winning the battle and winning the war. I feel like every time we win some kind of battle, we're like, guys, we did it. And
we buy the t-shirts, we get the bracelet.
Fox News, Sean Foucault, like whatever, these guys, awakening. It's like, bro, like it's Now, what I don't want to be is be a pessimist and be like nothing
Right.
good is happening. I don't want to be Eeyore, but I'm just saying, there's this famous quote by the great Hannibal of Carthage's cavalry general Mahurabel. He said Hannibal knew how to win a battle, but not how to use it.
Okay.
And that is evidence of Hannibal is historically one of the closest initial people to conquer Rome at its peak. The Visigoths, they conquered Rome at the low end, okay? When they were like doing weird stuff with dogs and everything. The Visigoths came in sloppy seconds. The Romans really defeated themselves, okay? But Hannibal almost took Rome out at its peak. But what happened is he would beat Rome in a battle, but not know how to take that battle and press it into like an overwhelming advantage. And he didn't know how to win a war. And I feel like in Christianity, we're like celebrating as if we won the war. And I'm like, dude, go on Reddit.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Go on Reddit. Yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess, dude. We're not, but I do think overall, I mean, just out of people I've seen in real life, not on the internet, I have seen way more people leaning into Christianity. My 19-year-old brother's leaning in a lot harder too, which is cool. I'm like, he's becoming based. Now, some of it's because of the based meme. It's the based trad thing, a little bit. But hey, if it works, it works. So, I think it is particularly young men too.
Well, I think this is the interesting, I think the greater conversation, and, you guys let us know your thoughts on this. This deserves its own proper setup. But I think that the biggest conversation is, yes, that I think that young men are particularly interested in the traditional or complementary way that the world has worked for hundreds of thousands of years. And I think that Christianity also is one of the main religions that illustrates that. But I bet, let's see this. Okay, this is what we'll do. I want to know if there has there been an increase in Gen Z converting to Islam?
Maybe.
Someone in chat named of Steel says, but the Asbury revival.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I love that for them. But the Asbury revival, I hate, every time I make jokes, some people get mad about that if I make an Asbury revival joke, but I just bring it up. I bring it up because we had this whole, month period at least where people were like acting like that was they were calling it the next Great Awakening. Third Great Awakening starts now. And they have the appeal to heaven flags and they're doing the whole thing. And I'm like, look, I'm so pro that. I love it. But can we be like a little bit, and also there was nothing built on the back end to like actually catechize anyone who actually converted. It was just like,
okay, this is interesting. Yeah. So it seems that Islam is trying to get in on the propaganda. They want in. They're claiming Gen Z is running to Islam. The youth, the West didn't expect. But ChatGPT says there's not really any claims to back up this figure.
Oh,
however, this is interesting. Okay, this is interesting.
What?
We scroll up here, and we see. Oh, we have to talk about Catholics again in a second. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, so Gen Z women are moving away from Christianity, right?
Yeah.
But check this out. It says that Latino and white women are amongst the highest converters to Islam. This is confusing. I don't know what it means. We don't always have to know what things mean.
I don't know anything about the I have no thoughts on Latino women converting to Islam. I don't get that at all. But I mean,
Steele says, how is that not revival? A bunch of already Christian people worship for longer than normal.
I love the chat. Chat's on fire today. I think there's a lot of white women that are just leaning into the progressive meme even harder. And so like, that's a way, I guess I could see that being a way to be even more inclusive is if you convert to Islam and you're like, hey, look, see, this is normal. This is, whatever. It's like, okay. I mean, the thing is, I don't understand how that's going to work long term for them because yeah, let me just put it this way: the pros and cons list of being a woman in Islam is not great.
No, 100%. But there's also a lot of liberal Muslims. Like I was in a car when we were in Charlotte. I got picked up. I was visiting some friends at Elevation, because you and I got stranded in Charlotte for like not even 24 hours, like 12 hours. And I drove over there. I get picked up by Elevation Church by a Muslim Uber driver because he told me. And we're talking, and he like first starts talking about how Americans are so soft on their kids. So I'm like, okay, based Muslim dad. I like this part of them. Like, get them, discipline their kids. And then I go, and he starts asking me questions. It was actually kind of cool. He goes, so like, what are you guys? I go, well, we'd be like considered part of the Protestant, evangelical movement. And he goes, what are those words? He's like, I've heard Protestant. And I go, have you heard of Martin Luther? And he's like, no. So I was like, it was actually pretty cool to like explain Martin Luther to someone for the first time. And anyway, so then I start asking him questions and I go, hey, so like, what about like, how do you wrestle with like some of the parts of the Quran that seem to not like coincide with like Western civilization? And he was like, well, we just focus on the parts about love where we can all agree, and I go, oh, there's woke Muslims.
Okay. Well, I'm not aware. I was not aware of this. That's interesting though. Just a cab driver. Cab drivers are great to talk to. They really do know a lot, especially if you're in another country.
Chat says it's because more white women and Latino women are falling in love with Muslims and converting. I've seen it all over TikTok. Women who grew up in the West and converted for their man.
That's you must really love that guy.
This is fascinating. What's up, Quentin? Okay, so just to your point earlier, Taylor, and then we'll move on to some other topics. What type of Christianity is this surge happening in? 10% white evangelical Protestant.
Yep.
I'm so curious on how chat defines all those words, including white. 10% Hispanic Catholics, white mainline Protestant, black Protestant, white Catholic. So if we add up the Catholic, it is essentially neck and neck with the evangelical and Protestant. So this is interesting.
Yeah, they're both surging. I feel like if Catholic churches had a little bit of a stronger presence, or if they worked a little bit harder in the U.S., that number would be a lot higher. But the experience is so different, parish to parish in Catholicism, and then in America, obviously us in the non-denominational evangelical space, we've got a church every street corner. We've got somebody there with an LED wall and a smoke machine. So
it all comes back to the Crusades. Islam
it all goes back to that.
Everything comes back. Dude, is this going to be our first, like, okay, you know how every like channel like has like its own pet conspiracy theory?
Okay.
Maybe ours, we start to formulate around like all of the world can, like all the world's modern problems can be traced back to the Crusades. And the tensions that we faced then are still the exact same tensions we face now.
If you think about it, yeah. Maybe we're still at war in the Crusades.
Let's just do 3 minutes on Christian schools that name themselves the Crusaders. Let's just
yeah, dude. No, I think I was in an upward basketball team in middle school, I believe, that was called the Crusaders.
Dude, we need a picture. We need a picture of you.
I need I'll have to look. I have to have a picture of me in the uniform somewhere.
Yeah, look, check. Here we go, dude. There's just a lot of them. North County Christian Crusaders, the Crusaders, Like, what do you think they mean by that?
I don't know. I think they just think, oh yeah, we've got some young men here. They're fighters, right? They're gonna fight. So crusade.
Yeah.
I don't even think most people know. That's the thing about the Crusades. Like when I talk to people who are into theology, like Crusades come up a lot. But when you talk to like a lot of people, I don't even think they have a full. They just go, "Oh yeah, isn't that when this or this happened?"
Well,
and they don't have the full story.
And then the Crusades, each crusade is very different, and like their origins and who was involved and why and all this stuff, man. It's
rich history.
Yeah, I do think it's like some guy was trying to be based. The first guy who made a Christian school called the Crusaders, but now
he was trying to be based.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be based, but now it's like I think it's kind of lost on it. It's like we got to, Yeah,
now it's kind of just like that's the meme now. If you don't have another name for your private Christian school's basketball team, the Crusaders is what you name it.
I mean, in theory, like crusade. I mean, Billy Graham Crusades. Billy Graham's used crusade language. Everything is the Crusades, dude. Right? Didn't Billy Graham use crusade?
He did. It would be called a crusade.
That's base, dude. That is kind of fire, dude.
It'd be like, yep, this is my crusade, evangelism.
Okay. You know how I know? I just warning. I'm about to make fun of Forrest Frank and Bryce Crawford, but we love them. Okay.
Okay.
I just want to warn everyone. Okay. This is how I know that we are not experiencing a Gen Z awakening. Okay.
Okay.
This is how I know. And chat, you guys weigh in on this. All right. Watching this back. Where's this? Oh yeah. Cause this is what we used to have for revivals. A gathering of souls. The Billy Graham Crusades. Look at this dude, bro. Look at this man.
Aura. Billy Graham had aura.
Greater Los Angeles revival, dude. Now I bet now check this out. Every night, dude. Look at that. Do you see that? Every night is when they had it. So the reason why we aren't experiencing revival is because we went from this to this.
Oh God. Oh God.
To this.
Oh no. Well, I think it's the hair.
To this.
God's do. We need to make a meme that's like where it says God's doing a new thing, the thing, and it's a picture of you and Bryce Crawford.
God's doing a new thing. Look, guys.
The thing.
Look at this revival.
Yeah.
John Rush grinding as a gaming pastor.
There it is.
Resurgence. Revival. Revival.
Great awakening.
We've gone from 6% to 14. We did it.
They're just waving an appeal to heaven flag with the tree on it. They're just like waving it. Lou Engel's playing, like praying in the background.
Oh, golly, man. Okay. So that's this. Is the Gen Z awakening propaganda? Put it in the chat. Let us know. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know some things to be hopeful about. Let's clap it up for the good news that there are people coming. There are more people coming to Christ. There is some kind of, we're winning some battles. We know that.
Sure.
I think what we're saying is let's stop acting like we've won the war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally agree.
Go play GTA Online. Okay. Go on a kick gambling stream and tell me we're winning the whole generation back to Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Those gambling streams are crazy.
It's like people see one viral clip of like a Gen Z giving their life to Christ on the streets at like Coachella. And they're like, we did it. I'm like, it's over. It's like, this is the meme. We got to make a meme of this. Like mom of teenage son addicted to corn, swiping up on Bryce Crawford videos, celebrating the revival. And like, it's like the son over there, like vaping, you know, it's like, we're doing it.
He's like, ripping a vape.
Their own kids are like, not, you know, like sitting back there. I'm so grateful. Forrest and Bryce, come on the show. We love you. We love you.
Oh yeah.
We love you.
Yeah. No, we got to do better on the evangelism front for sure. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. A lot of people are doing a great work. A lot of people are working really hard at it, but we need more people.
And the answer to the real Gen Z awakening: bring back the Crusades. And you identify you.
I thought you were going to say the Grand Theft Auto Church.
Well, we are starting a church in Grand Theft Auto.
We're starting a church in Grand Theft Auto.
And what we are starting, so that comes out in May. We are starting street evangelism efforts in Grand Theft Auto Online coming soon.
Yes.
Coming soon.
We're going to find a way to put a Rode wireless Go mic in GTA so that we can hold it up to people for the meme.
Coming soon.